part 6 here, and not much is going on. So trying to figure out how to hook that buoy or get batteries for the flashlight. Only thing I can think of, and I doubt it, would be that their batteries in the toys.
A wooden stick.
But I doubt that. Back then, the Great Depression, and I doubt batteries were included with toys.
And
you
what
know,
should
you
I
can't
use
get
it
them
for?
now.
No.
Yeah. I doubt
No
that's
clue.
What did you say you're going to try to eat the buoy?
And what should I use? Yes, it's a good idea, but with the stick, I would be only able to touch the buoy. I need something that will help me hook it. No clue.
I think that'll work.
No, it doesn't. No clue.
Oh, you don't.
No clue.
Yeah, I've already tried that.
They don't fit in my coat. These are the typical.
I doubt it's gonna work.
I don't see it. No.
Maybe something I'm just not seeing. See if there's anything you can find in here.
Nothing that's worth the trouble. Nothing that's...
No, he knows he needs some kind of hook. He might be able to.
Let's see.
There we go.
It's part of a pipe. It could be helpful. Nothing that's worth the There are just hangers and wear.
That was it. I'm thinking maybe that'll let me hook the top of the buoy. Let's see if I need to put the
No, it doesn't.
the whatever on it first. Already forgotten the name. Yep,
Yes,
I do.
I'll take a little. Now the pipe is full of
Pitch.
pitch.
I guess pitch is some kind of sticky substance. I have to look that up when I do these. If I do these. I think I get this idea.
The pitch should work as glue. And what should I use it for?
He's gonna grab that and then use that as a light to see
Yes, this should work. The improvised hook does the job. It hooks the buoy and brings it to the pier.
That was it.
Okay, I brought the buoy closer. Okay, let's hope that the buoy takes the same batteries as the flashlight.
No, I guess it does take batteries.
They take the same batteries.
Lucky.
If I weren't already up because of that anonymous call, and I hadn't found traces of blood at a semi-abandoned port, I'd say that today is my lucky day.
Now let's get in that dark area. Yay.
It's time to shed some light on this story.
Trap.
Gun and flashlight in hand, I walk around the crates scattered around the port. I'm careful to cast my light everywhere that someone could be hiding, with the idea of whacking me over the head with something when I least expect it. There isn't anyone on the dock. I decide to look around the piers. And there, I find something that doesn't really surprise me.
Body.
A dead body. Shh. Sean's dead body.
Who the hell is Sean?
I touch his face with my fingers. It's warm. He can't have been dead more than 20 minutes. Rifling through the pockets of his coat, I find a bottle that, from the smell of it, must have rye whiskey in it. And a couple documents with the name John Ford on them. They're done so well, they almost seem real. All of a sudden, a noise behind me brings me back to reality. But it's too late. A set of knuckles meets my jaw like a truck. I fall to the ground. From the rebound, my finger pulls the trigger and the gun goes off. The trajectory of the bullet is as random as my shot. The owner of the fist stands there like a statue, making noises like a caged gorilla at the zoo. I try to think of a quick way to knock him over. He's as big as a house, but a kick to his legs will knock him over like a consumptive kid. Right before I'm about to jump, the guy turns around and runs away. I follow him.
It turned around again in the graphic.
But as soon as I get off the piers, a light beam hits me right in the face. "Hands up," says a voice, but I can't see the face. "New York Police," continues the voice.
That's not good.
Del Nero, that's a great story you just told. An anonymous call, a mysterious assailant, and a dead body. Sounds like the plot of one of those crime novels so popular these days.
I bet it's those kinds of books that made you the lieutenant you are today.
Hey, I wouldn't joke if I were you. You're not in a position to be joking. Let's summarize your version of the facts. Around 20 past...
I'm going to let the cat in. She's scratching at the door. Alright, let's continue.
Midnight, you got a call from a man. He said he had information for you and asked you to go to the Melville port. You agreed to meet him. When you got to the port, no one was there. You decided to walk to the piers, and there you discovered the body of Sean McClane, a former police officer who had been your partner in this department years back, until the Valenti case when you both got kicked out of the force. And to conclude, you claim that you were assaulted by some mystery guy who was chasing you when you got arrested by Officers Harris and McGee. Now, is this all correct?
It's the third time that I've told you the facts of the matter. I can repeat it as often as you like, so that you can see whether I trip up, but that technique isn't going to work.
You are accused of homicide, Del Nero, and I suggest you cooperate with us if you don't want to end up in a cell. There are some unclear points that I'd like to shed some light on, if you don't mind.
Sure, I don't have any other appointments. My knitting class has already ended.
Del Nero, joke around if you think this behavior will help you. At 20 past midnight, you got a telephone call from a man that asked you to go to the old Melville port. You agreed without thinking twice. Let's talk about the telephone call you received. Answer, or it won't be good for you. Let's talk about the telephone call you received.
Oh, that's weird. No, do that. I'm going to be an asshole for a bit.
A voice promised sex, drugs, and free booze.
Save me the lip, Del Nero, or I'll toss you right in a cell. Let's talk about the telephone call you received.
Really? Really?
It was a guy with some information about one of my cases.
Okay. It must have been very important information to make you go to the port in the middle of the night. What information are we talking about? As you wish, Del Nero. Del Nero, I hope you like this room. Have a nice stay. Goodbye, Del Nero.
Dannazione.
Uh-oh.
Great. A homicide charge was all that was missing. I wonder what else this day has in store for me.
I didn't mess up too much there. But really
It's the counter where you return personal effects. I'd like to say that it's the first time I've seen one.
But the phone call from you heard...
This door is the only way for me to get out of here. The hard part will be going through it without handcuffs on.
We didn't really... You said that McClane was out. So maybe it was
Hey,
either
is there
okay,
anybody in there? If you plan on keeping me here for long, you could at least give me a magazine to read. This place is boring. It doesn't look like anybody is in there. That's a crazy idea.
So it was this.
What is it?
I want to talk to Malone.
I'll go call him. Don't move.
Damn. I was planning on taking a trip to Easter Island while you were away.
Huh.
Have you finally decided to cooperate, Del Nero?
I just want to get out of here.
The only way to get out is to answer my questions.
Let's get another
Let's
chance.
start again. Let's talk about the telephone call you received.
It was a guy with some information about one of my cases.
Okay. It must have been very important information to make you go to the port in the middle of the night. What information are we talking about?
Information on a person I'm looking for.
Interesting. Based on your story, when you got the call, you went right to the Melville port. How did you get to the port?
I took a cab.
Interesting. From the telephone records, we know you called a cab company at 12:27, but we don't have any proof that you really did take a cab. How do you explain the fact that no driver reports having you in their cab?
I threatened a Chinese driver that was trying to pretend he was Mexican.
Don't joke around. Answer my question. How do you explain the fact that no driver reports having you in their cab?
That was the truth.
I paid the cab driver so that he'd say nothing.
Okay. When you got to the port, did you meet anybody?
The port was deserted.
Interesting. What did you do when you arrived at the port?
I took a look around.
Good. The officer said that you were inside the port. Why did you go to the piers?
There were traces of blood.
Don't lie, Del Nero. My officers didn't find any traces
odd.
of blood. Why did you go to the piers?
I'm not going to be sarcastic with them.
I love the ambiance of the ports during the full moon.
Answer. Why did you go to the piers?
I heard some noise.
Interesting. What did you find at the piers?
McLean's body.
Interesting. If you don't mind, Del Nero, I'll tell you my version of the facts now. I'm sorry if it's not as exciting as yours. There aren't any mystery men or anonymous calls. I think that someone was tailing Sean McLean and then decided to tell you he was at the Melville port. Maybe he did it for the money or for some sort of professional ethics between you private detectives.
Crap.
Let me finish, Del Nero. With that information, you took a cab to the port, making sure you had your gun with you. When you got there, you found McLean and you shot him in the stomach. That's how it went. Admit it, Del Nero.
Fuck you.
You don't have any proof.
No? So let's talk about the gun you had in your hand when the officer surprised you at the port. You shot out from behind the docks, running like a madman with a gun in your hand. Is that right?
Yes, I had my gun with me.
Paraffin analysis on your gun shows that you used it tonight. How do you explain that?
I already told you that my gun went off during the scuffle.
Oh, of course. The scuffle with the mystery man. A man whose face you didn't see and that the officers didn't find any trace of. Del Nero, there were only two people at the port tonight. You and McLean. You were the one who killed McLean!
Why would I have killed him?
Revenge, Del Nero. Nothing but revenge. McLean confessed to your involvement with the Valenti family, and that cost him his job on the force and got you a year in the state prison. Well, that seems like a plausible reason to kill someone.
These are just theories, Malone.
These are the facts, Del Nero. Confess. It was you who killed Sean McLean.
Go to hell.
Say you're guilty, Del Nero.
I won't confess to something that I didn't do.
Del Nero, the law allows me to keep you here for as long as I need to. If you confess now, the judge will go easy on you, and you might get off with a lighter sentence. Otherwise, you stay here in this room until we find the evidence that shows you're the killer. And if we can't find them, I'll make sure that something turns up. Goodbye, Del Nero.
Screw off.
Bastard. Dannazione. Malone won't take too long to get the proof he needs. I have to find a way out of this situation.
I'm actually going to save in case there is a way to lose the game. I don't want to like get caught and arrested and start back over. But don't think I'll be have anything in there.
Not much that I can do. Not much that I...
I can't shake it or break it or anything. I don't have anything. Nope.
That's a crazy...
Hey in there.
What's happening now?
Someone paid your bail. Pick up your personal effects at the counter and beat it. We need the room.
Right when I was starting to be fond of this place.
If you want, I can always toss you in a cell for a few days.
Is this a formal invitation to meet your family?
Huh.
I'd better get out of here quickly. I don't want to spend another minute in this place. My personal... I hope nothing's missing.
The gun. Nope, keep the
Sean's
gun.
bottle of rye. The officers must have thought it was mine. Otherwise, they would have never left me an object belonging to the person they think I shot.
Unless they're trying to set you up. That's weird. I don't think they gave me my gun back. I don't think it would in reality.
Hey, let me out of here.
That's right. The gun did go off when he fell. So
The police department of Hoboken. It's been years since I've been here. Nothing's changed. There are the same photographs on the walls as when I worked here. Officers with their chests puffed out, mayors shaking hands. I really didn't miss this place. Anyway, it's time to figure out who's the good Samaritan that decided to pay my bail.
I think it's the girl from the bar. And one reason he could get off is if the bullets didn't match the gun he used. But if somebody's trying to set him up, they'll make sure that they do. And I'm sure they do.
Hi, officer.
How can I help you?
Can you tell me who paid my bail?
Tell me your name.
Jack Del Nero.
Jack De Niro?
Del Nero, not De Niro.
Okay, calm down. Jack Del Nero. Here you are. Released at 1:13 with bail paid by Victoria Diaz. Yes, it was Sergeant Diaz who paid your bail. Well, you have powerful friends.
It looks like it. Where can I find Sergeant Diaz?
Top floor. Stairs are in the back on the right.
Thanks.
I don't want to
Goodbye,
talk
officer.
fucking Malone.
Goodbye.
Malone kiss me. Honestly, I'm just trying to go
No,
outside.
first, I want to find out who paid my bail and why.
Why don't you go over there?
Sergeant Diaz, this behavior is unacceptable. I'm not going to let you hamper my investigation.
It takes a lot of guts to call it an investigation.
I'm not going to discuss my methods with you. I'm your superior, and I'm ordering you to get your nose out of this matter. Or I'll have to take care of you as well.
What do you want to do? Toss me in a cell too?
Stay out of it. It won't turn out well for you. Del Nero, do what you want for the time that you have left, because in 24 hours, you'll be back behind bars, and I'll be the one bringing you in.
What an honor.
Joke all you want. The truth will come out one way or another.
You do like to play the role of the irreproachable police officer, right, Malone?
It's a role that comes easy when I'm standing in front of a murderer.
You have no proof that I killed McLean.
I'll find it, Del Nero. I'll find it. I suggest you don't leave the city. I have personally informed every officer in New York about your situation. If they find you with 1 foot outside the city or close to doing anything you shouldn't be, they have orders to arrest you and bring you in.
An entire police department watching my every move. I'm thrilled by the attention.
24 hours, Del Nero. Give me 24 hours.
Sergeant Diaz.
Knock it off, Jack. Call me Victoria.
You've had quite a career over the years. When I knew you, you were just a rookie.
A lot of time has gone by, Jack. Anyone would have done it.
I don't think so. If I were still on the force, I'd still be patrolling Central Station.
But
You
this
could
was
have
gonna
become a
be over
lieutenant
20
without
minutes,
any
too.
problems if you just had some common sense.
I have a pretty rocky relationship with common sense.
Which isn't very good for an officer.
But that aside, we have to talk. Is there a quiet place?
My office should be quiet enough.
I had been in the force for a couple years already when Victoria came to the department. She was one of the rookies, fresh from the academy, certain that she could make this city a better place. She quickly realized that wasn't the case, and that, for her, things wouldn't be so easy. Before then, no one had ever heard of a policewoman, and no one wanted her in their way. A Mexican girl who would have started crying at the first gunshot? Not exactly the ideal partner. So Captain Mayers decided to pair her with someone who wouldn't make any trouble. Sean and I were perfect. We had so many demerits for bad conduct that we weren't in any position to object to any of his decisions. So we started to babysit the girl. We taught her everything we knew, how to follow a lead, how to pump someone for information, and how to go home without a bullet in you. Victoria was a quick learner. Yeah, she was shy, but she had intuition. Sean and I liked her right off the bat.
I wonder if that led to anything. Okay, I'm going to save it and end that here.